when I think of an atheist, and we've talked about this so many times, and there's a clip of Keaton talking about it, but if you're an atheist, most of the time an atheist says, I'm on the side of science. Would you agree? That's the contrary against religion is science.
Either. I would say the two most likely scenarios, that one being genuinely the number one most likely scenario.
Science, okay.
The other one being not having much of a belief at all in anything.
So agnostic.
Not being so worried. No, because agnostic is when you believe there is something.
But you don't know.
There is just no answer to that. You don't know specifically, but you believe there's a creator.
Fair.
Atheist is where you believe there is no creator. There is no theism. I am a theist.
Does A mean against?
A means not.
Oh, okay, so fair, okay.
I just don't get why you'd want to believe that there's... I don't know. I don't know what kind of life you have to live to really think that there's just nothing. I don't know, bro. It's tricky.
It's one of the hardest questions that humanity has ever been faced with. When I was a child to probably 16, I prayed almost every night because I believed in God, the Christian God. I believed in Jesus. I had a lot of faith in all those things. But then I assessed. I said, why do I believe? That's the important part. It's not what you do. It's how you do it.
Why did you believe?
I believed because I was too scared of not believing. That's why I believed. So then I admit that to myself. Okay, I'm believing in God because I'm scared of what my life might look like if I didn't. Okay, I don't like that. I don't like that my belief in God is rooted in fear. So I started living a different life path. I started saying, okay, how would I live if God did not exist? So I started living like that probably until last year. Last year is when I really sat down, and they know about it because it's like, hey, I did it, so I got to do push-ups. I want to say this before I do the push-ups. It's my best notebook, I think, and we've all agreed it's a great notebook that I've written, but I've confronted a lot of questions about God and atheism, and I just find it very convenient and very coincidental that the average religious person is a spitting image of health, at least the top defenders of religion, while the top people who are defending atheism saying, no, you're wrong, are fat, lethargic, and just low energy.
Do you think that's purposeful?
What do you mean by purposeful?
Is it that the algorithm doesn't support healthy atheism?
Healthy atheist. Okay, I'm going to say this. I don't think Seth's going to agree with this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I think healthy atheism is an oxymoron.
Why?
Because atheism promotes, from what I know of atheism, nihilism. And nihilism is the belief that life has no intrinsic meaning. So, when you go down that line of thinking, it is easier for your health to not hold weight because there's no objective
Perfect sense.
word saying that you should be healthy. So since there's no responsibility or obligation, they don't partake.
There's got to be an atheist fighter out there.
It's either
But I bet they can't defend it.
that atheists are on the side of science, so that definition is null and void,
True.
or they're not on the side of science and nothing matters.
I think it's cope. I think they say they're on the side of science so that way they don't have to feel like a god is ruling over them so they can be lazy and unproductive.
I can see that.
I think it's them validating their life choice, not so much what they actually believe. And it gives them the space to say, well, I don't need to care about my health because my body is not a temple. My body is not objectively important or valuable. It's not necessary that I cater to its needs because I am a subjective human, just like any other human. There's no absolute. I can live my life however I want. So if I don't want to partake in health because health is difficult, then I won't.
So what's your belief?
Me?
Yeah.
I believe in a God, but I don't know what God.
That's what me Keaton say.
I am not going to say I believe in a Christian God because I don't know. But I believe in a God.
It is so fucking hard for me to not think that we are in a simulation, bro. I'm not going to lie.
Facts.
That is like my number one theory as I get older. Is like, bro, everything just lines up. Oh, we have coconut flavored ones if you want.
Gross.
They don't really taste like coconut though.
Love
They're
coconut,
kind of just
bro.
normal.
Not to leave on what I was saying, but I have to piss and I'm hungry. So talk about whatever you guys want. But I do want to hear Seth's point on that. I am listening.
You said you thought I'd disagree if you said it's an oxymoron.
Yes.
What the fuck's going on here?
Health and atheism.
That if you said nihilism instead of atheism, I would agree.
Fair.
I don't think atheism is overall nihilist. I think there are atheists who are not nihilist.
I would agree with that.
And an atheist that would be motivated to be healthy is more likely to be concerned with science in order to gain an understanding of the world, rather than being motivated by science in order to prove someone else's theories wrong. And I think a lot of atheists are very hurt by religion, and they're nihilist because religion can be abusive.
Facts.
Religion can be very toxic, and as a result, it can turn people away from it, and in fact, it can make them enemies. And people who are enemies to religion, who are strongly opposed to religion and are strongly and loudly outspoken against religion, are more likely to be people who were burned by religion. And so they're not focused on science for the benefits of health. They're focused on science for how it can prove religion wrong. And if I had a gun to my head right now and I had to say what I believe in, I would say I don't believe a God exists.
Really?
Because there's no more evidence that God exists than
That he doesn't
it
exist.
doesn't exist. And so logically speaking, that means we just made him up. And it's like, fuck.
It's like fuck, bro.
It
It's
is like fuck.
If I were to say, guys, what if there was a magical blue dragon floating around our solar system out there, and we can tell because the sky's blue, and that's showing, if I gave some kind of evidence, whatever the evidence may be,
Whether it's true or not.
whatever the evidence may be, if we're agreeing that the evidence isn't all the way there for us to be like, yeah, we know for sure. I've literally seen the guy. I've seen God. If we don't have the evidence all the way to 100% certainty, then are we going to agree that it's more likely to just be like, this guy made up this dragon floating around our solar system? None of us have ever seen it. It was just a what if. It's just a guy in his imagination.
Shout out to Kami.
Humans are really good. Humans are really good at making up stories and imagining things and being. It's our artistic, creative minds.
Bro, you can literally like change the narrative of life with just thinking it to yourself. Like, you will believe your own lies type shit. Like, I feel like that
it's
happens to a lot
denial.
of criminals who are in jail. Like, if I really went to prison for a long time, bro, I don't know. Some crazy shit going on in your minds where you're like, bro, what if I didn't? I don't know.
They
What
used
if I
to.
didn't do that?
They used to believe that.
No, it'd be like, I didn't do that. Like, I know I didn't do that.
Yeah.
And
There were unexplainable things about the world that humans really wanted to understand, especially children, when they're asking, why is this like that? And why is this like that? And why is this like that?
Mm-hmm.
Why
Because
is the
I
sky
said so.
blue? Well, because Eve ate the apple. We don't have the answer. I don't know the answer. Well, I could just make up a story like Eve ate the apple. I could just make up a story like Persephone was kidnapped by Hades and now there's winter. We don't want to explain why there's winter. I don't know why there's winter. I'm just going to tell my kid that Hades kidnapped Persephone, and now an entire generation of kids just believes that Hades and Persephone are these gods that exist, and they pass that down to their kids, and now there's a religion, and that's what religion is.
It's the same as Santa. It's the same as the boogeyman. It's the same as Easter.
Yeah, is Santa
The
real?
Easter Bunny.
No, we just made him up because it's a good story. It's good.
And it gives kids, like,
A motivation to be morally
yes, they just
upstanding.
want kids to be good. You don't want to be on the naughty list, because if you're on the naughty list, you don't get the good stuff, which is the presents. You don't get to go to heaven if you do bad things. You're on the naughty list. You go to hell.
And this is where it even most supports David's theory, because even if Christianity is a lie, even if God is a lie, the people who believe in him are the most motivated to be healthy and to be
Are
morally
they?
upstanding,
Yeah,
because their faith tells them if they don't, they'll go to heaven.
Right, but I think I don't know how much
Or
I
they'll go to hell. I
believe
can't remember what.
that just Christians overall are a spitting image of health. I think Cliff is a good example. Jordan Peterson is a pretty good example.
Joel Osteen.
Yeah. But
Probably like Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
can we say that the
Probably.
reason they're spitting images of health is because they legitimately treat their bodies like a temple, or is it because they're all over the internet and on TV and they have an image to uphold? Honestly, some obese motherfucker just preaching the word of Jesus at the top of his lungs could probably get all over the internet.
TD Jakes.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, me either.